At some point in World War II, a group of military engineers stared at a torpedo, stared at a human being, and said, what if we combine these problems into one solution? Not a better solution, just one solution. And that's how we invented the human torpedo. Congratulations, you are no longer a soldier, you are now a very confident attachment to an explosive device. Italy was the first country to look at the ocean and decide it needed more chaos. They created the Siluro a Lenta Corsa, or SLC, which translated nicely into slow-running torpedo, but everyone called it the pig. And honestly, that feels generous. It barely worked, it drifted, it glitched, it had the personality of IKEA furniture missing 3 screws. 2 divers would sit on it, steer it through enemy harbors at night, sneak under battleships, attach explosives, then casually swim away like they didn't just ruin someone's entire naval budget. And the worst part, it worked. In 1941, 2 Italian operators slipped into Alexandria Harbor and disabled 2 Royal Navy battleships. Britain woke up the next day and realized their multi-million-dollar ships had just been humiliated by 2 guys riding a bathtub missile. Now over in Japan, military planners saw this and said, okay, but what if we remove the escape part? Thus, the Kaiten was born. A manned torpedo where you don't get off, you don't abandon it, you become part of the trajectory. Training for a Kaiten pilot was basically a motivational speech and a handshake. You were sealed inside with a periscope, controls, enough oxygen for one final life decision, and an engine that only moved in one direction. Historically unfortunate. Submarines would launch these things straight at enemy ships. No remote control, no backup plan, just raw commitment. Imagine being on that submarine crew, watching one of your own climb in, giving a thumbs up, and then just closing the hatch. Nobody's saying good luck, you're saying thanks in advance. Most of them never hit anything. Mechanical failures, navigation errors, bad weather. Sometimes they just vanished into the ocean like a bad idea being quietly forgotten. But a few struck targets, and for a brief moment in time, Japan had living missiles. Not satisfied with reality, Germany also jumped in and said, this looks incredibly unsafe, let's make it worse. They developed machines with so little stability that they could leak, flip, or implode at any time. The guys piloting them weren't even fully underwater half the time. Picture a dude sitting in a floating tube with his head under a tiny glass dome, just hoping enemy radar doesn't notice the world's saddest periscope. Some got close, a few even scored hits, but most ended the same way. Sinking, flooding, freezing, or just getting lost like a very determined idiot in the world's largest puddle. Militarily, human torpedoes were expensive, they were difficult to build, they required real trained operators, and they achieved very little in the grand scheme of the war, but psychologically, they were insane. They showed how far a country would go when it was out of options, when innovation turned into desperation, and bravery became a fuel source. For a short and disturbing window of history, the most advanced guidance system on Earth wasn't a computer, it was a person. A person pointed in the right direction with just enough time to realize there was absolutely no turning back. And then the war ended, missiles got smarter, torpedoes got remote controls, and militaries around the